Where's the beef? Gamer Podcast. Alright, so how's everything going? Welcome to a brand new episode of Where's the Beef Gamer Podcast. I am here. Chris is also here. How you doing, Chris?
It's a special episode. Yeah, pew 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 pew.
Everything's alright. What have you been up to today?
Today, okay, I'm not gonna say what I was doing. I just went to the supermarket, got some groceries.
Okay, and how much did you spend? About 600,000 on like one banana or something.
Turkey, I was checking. I got a very good price turkey before they got really expensive. I got turkey for 150 tau. This was when it was cheap. Now it was 400 tau, 350 tau. And you have the small turkey. It's like 80 tau. It's very tiny turkey. 80 tau.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
So it's just Christmas is the time of giving.
Yes, PlayStation 5 being sold for $1,000.
Oh my goodness! It sounds like the turkey is more expensive than the PlayStation.
Yes. So today we have a special episode. Tell us about it.
Yes, our special episode today is which ones we've had sex with. Which video game?
They probably know from the title, but anyways.
So basically, we're taking a look at our top 10 games for the end of the year. And whilst I am buying time, I am adding some memorable mentions as well while I'm speaking. I'm adding a few extra ones as well because I remember when I told you, I said I bet you I'll do the list and I'll sit there and go, oh, I forgot to add this and oh, I forgot to add that. That's literally what I'm doing now. There's a few extra ones that I'm seeing now and I'm thinking, why wouldn't I mention these? But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Okay.
So how was this year? How would you consider this year for gaming? I mean, considering we've had a pandemic, I think in terms of sales, it's been rather good. But has it affected you in any way in terms of games, accessing games, that kind of stuff?
I mean, because of the economical crisis in Lebanon, the limit for our Visa cards are like $25 a month, and I can't just buy games anymore. So I haven't played a lot of games that I'm 100% which have reached my top 10 list, but I could not play them because I could not afford them or even find a way to buy them. Like now, I want to buy Final Fantasy VII Remake HD. I haven't played Final Fantasy game. Me, Chris Harmandarian. And I'm like so angry that it's like, where the hell am I gonna get $20? $20? What's 20? And the $20 is nothing. I only need $20. And like it's like I have to scour the ends of the earth to find $20. It's a joke, and it's really upsetting me.
Oh yeah, of course, I could imagine. I mean, luckily, some of the companies I've been working with, they did offer me some of these games during the year. So this is why they're there. I think I traveled quite a bit in March, so I managed to get some of these games on physical copy as well. But like a lot of the new stuff, because, you know, it took me time to get myself established here in Dubai as well. I'm the same. There's like a few good games that I still haven't been able to buy or try yet. So, but it's cool though. It's all right. We're getting there, I guess. Yeah, slowly but surely.
Okay, so should we start? What's your number 10?
What's my number 10? What's your number 10 first?
No. What's your number 10?
All right, my number 10. I'm sure Chris is gonna go. What? My number 10 is Demon Souls.
What?
I knew you'd say that. Demon Souls, yes.
So low.
No, man, don't forget, this is the top 10 games of the year. It's at number 10. It's good.
But it's Demon Souls.
I know that. I told you before, I'm not I'm not the biggest fan of the series, but I do enjoy playing them. But the thing, for me, just the frustration of dying so many times does frustrate me. That's why it's my number 10.
Get good.
And also, because for some reason it's the only game that crashes on my PS5.
Really? It still crashes?
I think it did crash last time, maybe a few days ago. Yeah, and I was a bit shocked that it did because it didn't crash for a while. So,
Whoa.
but the thing is that I don't know if there was an update before, or I don't know when it was. Maybe not a few days ago, maybe last week or the week before. But I think there was an update since I've played it. So I'm gonna give it a shot later.
Because
Let's see.
I have been playing for 3 straight days, and I like for like hours, like 8 straight hours, non-stop, no crashes.
Nice. Well, what's your number 10 then?
Astro's Playroom.
Nice, good game. I like
Yeah.
it. Isn't
Yeah,
it such a cool game, by the way?
It's such a great short great game to play. It's free for first of all, and it just shows off what the not what the PlayStation is capable of, even though it has some very cool graphics, some really shiny bits, but its focus is more on the controller, and man, the controller really shines with what the games can become if they actually put time, like investing on the controller's haptic feedback. I don't know what's called, haptic feedback, adaptive feedback, whatever it's called. The magic inside the DualSense, and
It's so good, yeah.
it's so like you feel bits of pieces like in different parts of your palm, not just like one big section area in your palm. Like you feel different parts of it, right?
Yeah,
And you
they
feel like
used it
sometimes
so
like a
well.
heartbeat, tup, 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 you know. It's like it's so. It's so. I'm not gonna say very pinpoint, but it's very close. It's very close to like like how if you jump on this platform, it's like you would feel like it's gonna react this way, and the controller does. It gives you like an accurate feedback to it, so it's good. I hope more developers are gonna put some time into it. Demon's Souls and Spider-Man, very lackluster. Like they don't actually like show off what the DualSense can do.
Yeah.
But in the future, like there's hope, you know,
Yeah.
light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, there's something that I liked about Astro. Is it Astro's Playroom? What's it called? Is when you. Do you remember the bit where you get into like this suit and you have like a spring, and you have to pull down on the triggers and you let go? Did you feel the tension on the triggers?
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy how they've done it.
I like it. I really
Nice. Right then, so you start now. What's your number 9?
do. Again, my number 9 is Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't play it. This is a game I think I'm gonna get at some point. I think it's like I think I started for $40 online already, but it's a game that I really want to get into because I like that kind of stuff. So tell me about it.
So take Ubisoft, everything like the Ubisoft formula. Take Breath of the Wild, but remove like the kind of magical adventure of it. It still feels like adventure, but it's not like Zelda kind of adventure. Zelda, the way it's made is like when you walking around, right? And you see something at the distance that you might feel like, oh, this is an interesting area. Let's go there, right?
Yeah.
So there's no mark on it. You just like the environment guides you. The different structures of the environment guides you. You see something interesting at the far distance, and you go. Immortals doesn't have that.
Right.
But it does have the mechanics of Zelda, like the climbing, the gliding, the puzzle mechanics, like the physics base, but it's not as accurate as Zelda. So I don't think this would like itch your Zelda need for until you wait for Breath of the Wild 2. But if you do like some aspects of Ubisoft formula and some aspects of Zelda combined together, you would really have fun with it. I don't think it's worth getting for $60. Maybe when down the line was like 30 or even maybe $20. But
$1.
$1. So,
$1.
yeah, that's why it's not very high on my list. But yeah, I like the jokes. I like even people will either hate the jokes or love the jokes. I love corny jokes. I love when jokes are corny but they're done good. And Immortals does it really well. So, yep, that's my number 9.
I like it. Now, that's definitely a game because I saw it here. I saw it online, and I was tempted to buy it recently. I was like, do I want to spend the money now? I thought I'd wait a bit because I've got a lot of games to play anyway. So, yeah, definitely one I'm gonna be getting at some point for sure. I like. Nice.
What's your number 9?
My number 9 is Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Really?
Yes. I don't give a fuck what anyone said about that game. I really enjoyed my time with it. It has the nostalgia
Did you get it for
factors.
free?
Well, I would have bought it anyway because I'm such a big Resident Evil fan.
But did you get it for free?
I got this one for free, yes.
Okay.
But this is man. I'm a huge Resident Evil fan since the first one, since a kid.
I know, but it doesn't justify the price point for how short the game is.
Man, there's how many
It's
games
not like
we've
Resident Evil
bought.
2.
Man, you know how many games you've bought for $60 and they're like shorter and no one says a fucking thing. So no, I don't agree with it.
Like what?
You know what I mean? Take like fucking man. I can't even think at the top of my head, but there's so many games you bought and you finish it in like 5-6 hours. Boom, you know what I mean? And it's like, there you go. There's just $60. But for me, I enjoyed my time with it. It was good. Obviously, it uses the same graphics engine as the last games, and I enjoyed it. The intro alone kept me going. I was like, wow, the intro was fantastic. The way Nemesis is brought into that video game, it's crazy. So I'm still a big fan of Resident Evil, despite it's a bit on the short side, but it's not playable. You know what I mean? And now if you go online, I think you can get it for like $20. I think there's a lot of sales right now for it, so you can definitely bag that game in there where it's not at full price. So if you haven't played Resident Evil 3 Remake, I highly recommend it because I enjoyed it. Cool. So should I go into number 8?
Sure.
My number 8 is Call of Duty Cold War.
Really?
Yes. Now, you're probably thinking, Call of Duty, really? Well, the thing I liked about this one was it's nowhere near as good.
It beats Demon's Souls. I can't believe it.
It's nowhere near as good as Modern Warfare, but you know what made me like this game a lot? Was playing the game with the DualSense on PS5. Oh my god, man. The triggers alone, whatever gun you're using, whether you're using a shotgun, some form of rapid fire machine gun or a pistol or a sniper rifle or whatever, man, you feel the difference in the triggers, like how it holds, like you feel it, man. When you do a sniper shot, it's like ka-tung. Man, the trigger does the same thing. It's insane what they did with that. Like you were talking about games they should utilize and use the DualSense. I think Call of Duty did a good job and really taking advantage of it because you feel such a big difference. It's crazy. It's really good. And you know what? The zombies mode is one of the best ones for a long time. I love the zombie mode in this one. It's really good.
I heard Cold War like bricked a lot of PS5 consoles.
I haven't hit that mark yet because I've only been doing the campaigns. Because the campaign I just recently finished. That's why I was like, ooh, I like it. And now I'm into zombie and I'm doing the multiplayer with a couple of friends. And the best thing is you can integrate, when you open up the menu, you have Cold War, you have Warzone, and you have Modern Warfare in your menu already on the same game. So if you have it installed, boom, you go straight in from Cold War.
Okay, I understand.
So they've really done. I think they did a good job with that one. But in terms of,
but would it be enough to install Warzone and Modern Warfare and Cold War and all of it in the PS5?
Yeah, it's like most of the thing. Well, mind you, luckily the Modern Warfare goes on the external anyway.
It
because
works
it's
like that, even if it's on the external. It can,
yeah,
like,
it works on the external, yeah.
okay.
So yeah, but no, man, I enjoyed it because Modern Warfare for me was one of the best Call of Duty games in a long time, and I think they've really sort of tried their best to carry on with that as well. So yeah, man. So what's your number 8?
My number 8. It's Darksiders Genesis.
Nice, good game. Ooh, that was in my honorable mentions.
It went under the radar for a lot of people, but it's such a good. I bought it because I thought maybe it's like Diablo, but it's nothing like Diablo. It looks like Diablo, it feels like Diablo, but it's not Diablo. It's
No.
Darksiders in every way, but on top-down, like zoomed out version, and
Yeah,
it's so much fun. It's like everything you like about Darksiders, but in such a contained space, and you can like switch between two characters, and you can also
Yeah.
play co-op with a friend, which is really fun. And I got this on the Switch on the go. Like I play this every time I'm in, because of quarantine we went out so much. So every time I went to the bathroom, I played Darksiders Genesis. And every time I went to the sitting room, I played the Darksiders Genesis. But yeah, I like it. There's not much to say about it. It's like everything you like about Darksiders, like all these Zelda bits of it, like
Yeah.
the puzzles and the chains, everything just works.
yeah.
It did have a bit of frame rate problems on the Switch at the beginning, but after like a couple of patches, it's stable now, so
Yeah,
it's very much playable. I like
that's
it.
cool.
I don't like
Well,
the fact that there's no split screen. So my
well,
friend wants
you're
to
on the
play
Switch
co-op.
anyway.
What?
I said you're on the Switch anyway.
Yeah, it would be like maybe if you split it, it'd be like the 100p
What the hell?
resolution.
No, I think for me, Darksiders is such an underrated franchise, by the way, because it's not as popular as a lot of the other big franchises. But I've always been a fan of all those games, even the third one. Despite the third one getting such crappy reviews, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I finished it all the way through. I loved it. I thought it was so good, the third one. But yeah, you're right about Genesis. It's fun. It's like a shooter. It's an RPG. It's got a lot of everything in there. It's really good.
All right.
Yeah.
So I go with my number 7.
Yes, please.
So my number 7 is Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Cool.
I picked Valhalla because it tried to bring a lot of old Assassin's Creed with the new Assassin's Creed part. They tried to make the armors more unique and the weapons more unique, because you don't just like kill thousands of you still kill thousands of enemies, but you don't they don't drop armors or weapons, right? So you have to find them in unique places. But here's the thing, right? It lost the magic of Assassin's Creed 2, because in 2, when you collect the legendary armor, you used to go to let's say under a cathedral, which like actually exists in the real life, right? So they made a whole map, a whole section so you can feel special that this armor you're collecting is rare, right? So it doesn't have the same charm of it. So they kind of tried, but they failed at the same time. So why it dropped down a lot on my list? Because the game is like 170 hours. It's the campaign alone. The campaign takes like 80 and 90 hours. Why? I understand why they have to make it so big. You know, I put 110 hours on Odyssey, and I still haven't finished it.
Yeah, that's what held me back with Assassins for so long, because they're becoming just too big, I think, even for me. It's like, oh god.
It's like, make them short, make them like 40 hours, 30 hours, 30 to 40 hours, but 30 hours is good. But at least make them unique, make them like special. Even though Valhalla has a lot of interesting side quests. I remember there's this one guy where he has an axe just like inserted in his head, and he doesn't know what's going on because he has a head damage, and he asks you to like kill him. So you remove the axe and he dies. Or you could have lied to him and tell him like you're gonna be okay, there's nothing on your head. So there's one guy who asks you if you would help him throw his household items off from a mountain because it goes to Valhalla.
Yeah.
And he thanks you, and he just suddenly starts running and jumps off of the mountain. He says, "Thank you, all of my stuff will be at Valhalla. Bye bye." he just fucking dies. So there's a lot of interesting parts. There's also more of the Assassin's Creed lore in it, and the real life part of the section, real present time of the section. So I don't know. I'm very conflicted to it because it's so long. It makes you like it starts to become so like a chore. That's the only issue with it. It's so goddamn long. That's the issue with it. And they say, "Oh no, you don't need Helix packs to make the game shorter." Bullshit. Instead of me doing, let's say, 100 side quests, so I can reach level 40, because I need to be level 40 so I can do this section of the area, I can just buy fucking Helix points, whatever, and I can do 10 side quests or 15 side quests, and I reach level 40, then I can just move on to the next section of the area. Like, shut the fuck up, Ubisoft. We're not dumb. We're not stupid. That's the thing that really upsets me. They think we're stupid, but we're not. We're very smart.
It's amazing how your number 7 came off to be a rant.
because there's like such good parts in it, but it's like it's covered with so much laziness and like dirty business. I don't know, like it's like a covered of layer of goo and shit. And because in the center there's something good in it. There's something that the developers tried to do good in it, but the suits were like, it's been 2 years, we haven't released Assassin's Creed, we're not making this an annual thing, so let's try to pump money as much as we can. Yes. It really pisses me off. I feel like if Ubisoft would give a developer, let's say, okay, here's Assassin's Creed, right? You have 7 years, make the game. And trust me, they're good developers. They would make the best game in the world.
Did you not just see what happened with CD Red Project?
because the suits ruined it. Because the suits were like, yeah, this game has to be released on PS4, but the game wasn't built to play on the PS4. Yes. So, because on PC it runs great. I saw on PC. The graphics are great. Yes, there are some bugs, whatever, but it's not like garbage town looking graphics.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. Right. So what number are you on? Number 7?
Yes.
You did that was your number 7?
Yes.
All right. So my number 7 is, let me have a look. I like this one. My number 7 was an indie game. It was called Carrion.
Right. Never heard of it.
This was a 2D horror game, but it was done in kind of like 16-bit style graphics. And what it is
already lost interest.
Well, no, listen. The reason why it's an amazing game, man, you should get this on, because it's out on Switch, and you can get it if you want. But listen, I really wanted to try it because of the mechanics. So what it is, you start off as this fat little meatball with tentacles, and you're in the middle of what looks like a science lab. And the way you move with your tentacles, but man, you can go across the entire screen. Like, you go through air ducts. It's very fast. You go through air ducts, and for you to get bigger, you have to consume other people, right? So this game, you think, oh, it sounds stupid, it sounds a bit horror, blood and guts, that kind of stuff. For one, it's 16-bit, so you're not, there's nothing horrifying about it. And two, there's not a spoken word in this game, but the story is fantastic. Man, the way this game has been developed, I think it was in the Game Awards as well recently. The best indie game, I'm pretty convinced it was. Man, I loved it. And this is, for me, was such a Switch game as well. It's one of those games you can just pick up and play. It's really, really good. So I encourage, if you haven't tried Carrion before, get it, because it was one of my top games of the year. In fact, I played that during quarantine because it was part of the, I think because it was on Game Pass. Oh, there you go. You can get it on Game Pass as well. It was on Game Pass from day one when it got released. And I thought, oh, what's this? And I just got so addicted to it. It was so good. It was really, really good. I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to give away any of the story, but it was just such a mind-blowing, fantastic game, and you really, really should check it out. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Nice. So you're going to try it?
No. I don't know why you waste your time. I don't know why you waste your time with me with hard games. It's always a no. No means no, Clint.
It's not really a horror game though. It's a fucking 16-bit
I don't like
style game.
I don't like dark and gloomy games. I know Dark Souls are dark and gloomy games, but this is
exactly.
I hate the tension of like dark and gloomy games, like scary sounds and like blah, blah,
well, the thing
blah.
is in this game, you're the monster. You're not the thing trying to escape. You're the one causing all this. That's why you're going to like it.
Not interested.
Yeah, man, this is your problem. You need to expand your horizons, my friend. You need to open up and embrace different styles of gaming instead of going for the same shit every time.
Okay, play MMORPG with me.
No.
You need to expand your horizon. You need to experience other stuff. Come on.
But the thing is, I do experience it. This is the thing. I try these games. You don't. When I say I recommend a horror game, you don't even try it. That's the difference.
Because I'm not gonna spend money to buy a horror game that I'm not sure if I'm gonna like or not.
Man, I just told you, you can get it on Game Pass, man.
Game Pass is not for free. All right, I have to pay money to get Game Pass.
Okay, do I need to mention the Switch thing that you're doing?
No.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna try Resident Evil 7 or whatever because it's free now on PlayStation Plus collection. So
yeah,
there's that. I'll try it because it's free now.
It's man. Resident Evil 7's mind blowing. It's so good.
We shall see.
Cool.
So what's your number 6?
My number 6 is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Ooh.
Good game. Fantastic. Very short compared to the first game. Like, literally, I think maybe 1/5 of the size. maybe a bit less than half.
It's a DLC, right? It's standalone DLC.
Yeah, but you know what? It has a lot of heart. I like the story. Like, I would like to see more Miles Morales in future games, to be honest, because I really enjoyed his character. Such a, you know what I mean? Like, he has moments where you feel like, oh, God, you know what I mean? Like, you really feel for him in that game. And the best thing is because it utilizes the graphics of the PlayStation 5 as well, where it shows off the ray tracing, it shows off the performance modes very, very well. It's one of those games, especially when you're swinging between, in the city, swinging between buildings, you can see the reflections, you can see and the snow, man, it's very, very well done. So yeah, definitely Spider-Man Miles Morales is a good game for 2020, and if you get a PlayStation 5 or if you just got one for Christmas maybe, and you're thinking, oh, what should I get to check out the PlayStation 5, I would recommend Spider-Man. I really would.
Yeah. So,
what is your number 6?
My number 6 is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Nice, good short, man. That's not. I'm gonna put that in my fucking honorable mentions. What a good game that was! I loved it.
Because it's I always wanted an RPG game, and this satisfies all the RPG I want from a Dragon Ball game. But what really annoyed me is that it's the same fucking story. Like, expand. Why not do super? Like, I know there's the DLCs are super. There's some like stuff in the super, but it's like that's I don't want to pay more money, so I can play the super
Yeah.
stuff which I wanted. I don't know. I feel like maybe why not like expand and make a separate story of it? Why not like also don't make this is those Dragon Ball Xenoverse is like its own story. No, it's not. You basically go back in time and play the stories, but you're trying to fix it because Goku lost against Frieza, and you're there to
Yeah.
help him out. It's like, come on, it's like such a cop out way to rewrite the same story, but in a very like spicy way.
Yeah.
So I need a unique story. That's the only thing we want. Everybody was. We want all the RPG stuff. We want to wear different clothes. We want to different, you know. We want to customize our characters. Maybe like make a custom character who talks, who speaks. Right? We want him to go all the training that Goku went. That's what makes the game. That's the game. What we want. We had kind of something like that. I like the concept of it, but now we want what the fans have been asking for forever, because the fighting is fun, the leveling system is fun. What's missing is a unique story. What's
Yeah.
missing is like equipments, customize your armor maybe, and that's it. That's the only thing. Everything else is good. Everything else is so much fun.
I enjoyed Kakarot. It was a good
Yeah.
game. It was so much fun, that game. Yeah. I like going into those different areas and stuff. And yeah, just for me, just like you were saying, just because it's the same story, though. That's, I think that was one of the drawbacks. It was like a bit of a hashtag in some parts, or most parts. So, yeah, man. Cool. I like.
So my number 5,
What's your number 5, sir?
Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Ah, nice.
So I just want to add just a couple of things you didn't mention. What I like about the game, everything you said, the ray tracing and the graphics and whatever. But what I enjoyed, I felt like because I have the remastered version also, Miles Morales looks better from the remastered version for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the snow and the Christmas effect on it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like in my head. But anyways, what just two things bothered me. The new Peter Parker face didn't really bother me, but the voice acting for Miles just did not fit his physical structure, because he looks like an adult but has a teenager's voice. It bothered me.
He's a
He has
teenager, though.
What?
He is a teenager. He looks like
He
a
is a
bastard
teenager. But he looks like an adult.
No, man, if you see all my cousins, they look older than me, and they're like 13, 14, and
know.
they're
He
looking
looked-
up like Jesus.
He looks old, and he has such a squeaky voice. It just did not fit. That's like the only thing that bothered me. And Peter Parker looks younger than Miles Morales. That's it. Everything else I liked it. I like the story. I like
Yeah.
it's short, but if you want to go to the platinum, you can. There's a lot of not replay value, but there's a lot of playable value in it. And I like how Spider-Man is more. Miles Morales is more like nimble while he swings. He's more
Yeah.
like, I don't know how you say, stylish.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
more
definitely.
stylish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. He's more like street kid Spider-Man. The way he moves,
Well,
the way
pretty
he-
much that's what he is, because he's
Yeah.
very street cred, isn't he? Because of
Yeah.
because of the life he's led. So yeah, it's good.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah,
As a character, I loved him.
Yeah, I liked him. I want to see more Miles Morales. I kind of miss Peter Parker. God, Peter Parker is always my Spider-Man, but I like the idea. Maybe like maybe in Spider-Man 3 having like a Spider-Verse with all different Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
You can play.
I'm
like,
pretty
different
sure that's what they're going to
Spider-Mans.
be doing anyway. I have a feeling, because everyone's doing that now with the movies and shit. So
Yeah. Do you think they're really gonna bring fucking Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield?
man, if they don't, I'm going to be so fucking angry. Because for me, the best Spider-Man movies are the Tobey Maguire ones. I'm sorry. I love Andrew Garfield was good. I enjoyed them. I even like the new one, Tom Holland. He's a very good Spider-Man. But for me, man, because for one, the director is Sam Raimi, and I'm a huge Evil Dead fan, so I'm already a big fan. Bruce Campbell used to have a cameo appearances in each of those three Spider-Man movies, and I do genuinely think Tobey Maguire was a fantastic Spider-Man. I think he was amazing. I think he's one of the best. Loved him. Absolutely loved him. When I saw that first movie, felt man crush. That was it.
Henry Cavill is gonna be jealous, no?
Don't tell him.
So what's your number 4?
Number 5. What's my number 5, you mean?
5, sorry.
My number 5 is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. This game is so well done. There's scenes where even I had to put the controller down and go, how the hell did they manage to do a 2D, 3D style game? You know what I mean? The first one was amazing. The first one, I absolutely adored the first one, to the point where I think I even got it on Switch to replay it again. Okay. I love the first one. Such an amazing game. The second game, you think, is the sequel going to be just as good? Man, the sequel is equally as good as the first one. And it has its own style because they've integrated a second character in it. And yeah, man, things like, there's a scene where you get thrown into a cave. And I remember there's like spider webs everywhere. And all of a sudden, man, from the spider, the 3D spider, the enemy, comes from the background and then comes into frame. This is how good the graphics are in this game. You think, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then you start fighting it. It's so amazingly well done. It's insane. Where there's parts where you're hiding from like this giant bird with these wooden legs, and it's integrated into the background again, but it's still interacting with you, which is in the front frame. It's just incredibly well done, and I highly recommend both games, by the way. But because it's the 2020 list, you have to try Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's wow, it's so good, and people are telling me that the second game looks good on the Switch as well. They're saying it looks very, very good on the Switch. So you should, if you have a Switch, I would say get it on Switch because it's a 2D platformer with like 3D elements in it. And yeah, the music in the go on to Spotify. The soundtrack for this game is wow. There's even a song at the end that gives me goosebumps when I hear it, man. It was mad. Again, you have to finish the game to find out why I'm saying that. But yeah, man, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, highly recommended. That's my number 5. Oh, you're crying. You're like, whoa.
No, this makes me think like maybe Xbox One S as a Game Pass machine is not a bad idea.
That's what man, thank you. This is what I'm saying, man. This is why I'm going to get the S just for Game Pass. That is it.
Yeah.
Play a game, delete it, finish it, and get on to my next game.
Yeah. It's not so bad because it's cheap. $300. Like
yeah,
maybe 350 and Dubai.
Cheaper than a fucking iPhone.
Yeah, dude, fucking PlayStation 5 is cheaper than an iPhone. Jeez.
And yeah, anything's cheaper than an iPhone these days.
My life is cheaper than an iPhone.
No, for sure. I'm gonna get when I get my apartment sorted out, I'm gonna have the PlayStation 5 as my main gaming console, and I've already decided I'm gonna get the S, the Xbox Series S, just for Game Pass, man. Like if there's an exclusive on Microsoft, it's going to come out on Game Pass. And there's like games like, I haven't played this one before. Boom, stick it on the hard drive, play it, finish it, delete it, get into the next one. That's all it's for, man. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing less. Okay. Cool. Should I go into my number 4? Yeah, number 4 is The Last of Us Part 2.
Ooh, same.
You got number 4 is The Last of Us Part 2?
Yep, number 4.
Cool. So we can both talk about that, then that's good.
Yes.
So, I mean, in terms of presentation, the way the game looks, the way it sounds, the way it's, what's the word I'm looking for? The way it's portrayed.
Directed.
Yes, like the way everything in those aspects it's mind-blowing. It's so, like, you don't see that in a lot of games, the way it's done like that. It's very well done. Just as a presentation as a whole, it really stood out. That this is the reason why it's my number 4 though, is I think this is the part that you're going to get into right now. So just before I get into that, tell me what you liked about it first.
So what I like about the game is that when I played it, I felt like I got a new console. In all honesty, there's no game Uncharted 4, yes, but this is like surpasses Uncharted 4. Not
Yeah, yeah.
because there's so much, how you say, detailed, and the technical effort they were able to pull off on such, underpowered consoles says a lot about their software side of things in their company. And it's crazy what they were able to do. The smallest details, the hair effects, the skin tones on the reflection when the light hits,
Yeah.
is that it's crazy good. Then the best thing that impresses me, that I always mention, is the two sections of the directing masterpiece. For me, is like Oscar winning
Yeah.
masterpiece directing is when on the forest side, when Abby's being hanged and she gets rescued.
Yeah,
and
amazing. Yeah.
and it's like the way you play, the camera guides you to the correct. Does it never like, oh yeah, I fucked up, I took a wrong turn. No.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
it's guiding you. The whole creepiness of it, it's like felt so good. It felt so immersive. And the second one is when you're running away on your horse from the village, and the village is on fire.
Yeah.
And the camera zooms out and zooms in, zooms out, and it feels all organic. It makes you not miss anything that's going on all over
Yeah.
you, right? It makes you feel the chaos. And
Oh yeah.
that is like the next level of storytelling. But unfortunately, the story.
Wait. Before you start, because there's two things I want to
Okay.
mention that I liked as well.
Okay,
One,
do.
there was do you remember the fight that you had in the lab where there's water on the floor and there's like that zombie thing that was compiled of all those different zombies?
Yes.
Man, the way that was done when it tries to get you and all that was amazingly well done. And it reminded me so much of Resident Evil. That whole scene was like, wow, what the old days of Resident Evil. That was one thing that blew my mind. And two, do you remember there's a bit when you're in I don't know if you were walking towards a museum or you're inside of an indoor something and there's like all these ferns everywhere and you meet those guys who have those bows and arrows and they whistle to each other.
Yes.
Man, I was on the floor throughout that whole sequence because I didn't want to get sick. I was like crawling for like maybe half an hour in that scene. Like, these fuckers are not going to get me because they were very well done. Yeah, so go on. What were you saying about the story then? So things that we didn't like about it.
So the story felt very manipulative. Say the word.
Manipulative?
Yes. Because they tried to make you like Abby, which we didn't like her. We just like, they tried so hard because they gave her the best weapons. It's so obvious. She has the coolest weapons. She's more fun to play. Like, you can even craft the goddamn ammos. You can explosive ammos. You can throw the goddamn grenade. And with Ellie, it's like, you put down the grenade on the ground, but you cannot throw it. Oh, really? She has all the cool stuff. She has all the cool weapons. And it's like, she's more fun to play. She has like the goddamn Arnold Schwarzenegger muscles, and she like beats the shit out of zombies with her goddamn hands. And they tried so hard to make you like her. So hard. It's like,
I liked Abby, though. I thought she was cool.
yeah, the zebra section with the dad. I'm like, seriously, we got 2 minutes with the dad, and we're gonna be what do you say? Say the word.
What, manipulative?
No, sympathetic.
I have no idea. It sounds like a fetish term or
Not
something you just said then.
empathetic.
Sympathetic?
Yes. To Abby's dad. I'm like, really? We just got 2 minutes of him. We don't give a shit. He's dead. Whatever. We still like Joel more because we had 10 hours of Joel. We got 2 minutes of her dad. Fuck him. Let him die.
Abby's sex scene was weird.
Oh my god, the sex scene is like.
I was like, what's going on? Why is he behind her like that? And then he was like, yeah, surprise.
she's like I don't know if she enjoyed it or she wanted to feel like, I don't know, like fucking degraded. I don't know. It felt degrading for by some form factor, but Abby is like a strong woman. She can like fuck him up if she didn't enjoy it. So I guess she's like what do you say? Not dominant. Dominant. The other word.
What? Non-dominant? I don't
No.
know. Oh, you're
Come
gonna be
on,
sat
there's
there
a
now.
word. There's a
What?
word, say it.
Dominatrix? Dominatrix? The thing
No,
where
no.
What are you talking about?
You're the. Wait, I'm gonna do this.
Okay, he's insisting to find. I will find what you are.
Submission.
Submission. I've just had this image now of you with some chick going, the safety word is Abby. The safety word is Abby. There's you shouting, Abby, Abby. I'm done. I can't take any more Abby.
So tell us what are the parts you didn't enjoy?
I think some of the story parts were a bit forced in terms of, obviously, because the game it brings in issues of the lesbian love affair, the pregnancy, Abby being this very strong woman who, she represents, a woman, a very strong woman who can pretty much do anything she wants, you know what I mean? But these characters didn't feel natural in that sense, to the point where it was forced a lot, obviously, because they were obviously pushing out a message, which is understandable. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. It's a message that, because a lot of kids, as I think we talked about this topic last time, people who play the game, whether it be kids, adults, whatever, they need these kind of games to
represent them.
Exactly, you know what I mean? To say, it's so, people who are hiding, people who are still in the closet, people who are ashamed of what they are or whatever, regardless of sex, race, that I understand why the video company did that, but there's just some parts of it that for me that felt really, really forced on. But again, I still understand why it was done. You know what I mean? And I respect that a lot. I think they've done. I think this is why, for me, I kind of respect the Game Awards giving them all these awards because of this. They're showing a point. They're proving a point. So
yeah, but here's the thing: like in the future, would like all the game companies would like, for the sake of diversity, let's add all of these different characters if it doesn't fit what's inside your head, just don't do it, because it won't feel organic. Because it's like it becomes a J.K. Rowling a joke, right? Gandalf is Gandalf. I mean,
well, he is actually in real life.
Not Gandalf. The wizard, the headmaster. What's his name? Dumbledore. Dumbledore is gay now. It's like, really? Okay, that was out of the blue.
Yeah, but you have to remember that in the end, you're thinking as a straight person. Don't forget as well. You're not thinking as someone who might be gay or who might be transgender. You know what I mean? This is the point. You're not really
but
seeing
it's
it
like,
from the other
like
side.
Out of the blue, she's starting to change the characters. Oh yeah, this character was always black. I'm like, what?
Well, that's about that. This is how it is, and this is how. In the end, I think, this is how it should be as well. I mean, we need to have. I'm trying to think of the word equality. Is that the word I'm looking for? Equal.
Yeah.
Where we should have full-on gay lesbian superheroes, because there's how many do you know? One, maybe two. I don't even think that. It's the same with anyone
Captain
who's black.
Marvel.
I mean, how many black superheroes do you know? I mean, you got Falcon and maybe one other. That's it. It's Miles Morales, another one. It's understandable,
And
because.
Wakanda.
I know, but you know what I mean. This is what I'm getting at. It's just, we're just hit a point where I think it's good that these boundaries are being broken, and I think The Last of Us Part 2 is a good example of that. I know exactly what you're saying. Again, this is why I was saying some parts of it felt very forced as well. This is one thing that, and like the story felt a bit disjointed because of it, where it was switching between Abby and Ellie. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, hang on a sec, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like Abby's, Ellie's moments with the flashbacks that she was having, for example, they were too long.
Yeah.
My God, they were so long. Remember the bit when she went into the museum? It lasted forever. While there's parts of it that were very heartwarming, you know, when she was with him, with Joel, talking with him, yeah, you felt. But there's just times where it was just like, you know, it's like you're getting dragged away from the story and then thrown back again, but then you're back again as Abby. That's the parts I was getting at, yeah.
I just want to mention that Sense8, if you ever heard Sense8, go watch it on Netflix. The whole gay lesbian thing works with that because it feels right. It feels like that's what the writer like intended to write the story about when they they wrote the script, right? Because from the beginning they had this idea, but in the midsection where it's not even in his head, but let's say a suit comes, you have to make this character this certain way because it will diversify. It's like it doesn't feel organic. It just feels out of the blue. But Sense8, no, it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm trying to tell.
No, 100%. Well, look, as I said, man, times are changing. We're seeing a lot more of it, you know, especially young kids who have been ashamed or hiding their own sexuality or whatever. You know what I mean, man? It's a time to break out and fucking show your stuff, man. You know, it's nothing. You know what I mean? It's a good thing. It's good.
Right. Can you? If you want, we can edit this out. But can you say the N-word?
No,
like,
you cannot say the N-word.
No, you.
Me? Look, I have living in Seychelles, living with a lot of black friends. Yeah, we would say it to each other. Well, my mother is from Seychelles. My grandma is black. Half my family's black. From the Seychelles side. I used to, you know, I'm gonna tell you a story, but I'm not gonna say it though. My friend.
Then don't say it. Let's move on.
No, my friend had a dog, and his name was the N-word. That was the name of the dog.
My friend, like Spanish?
No, my friend was black. He full on. We used to play. We used to play. Fighting Levian. What is it? The Pro Evolution Soccer on Super Nintendo. We used to play at his house.
Okay.
And once the dog went missing, and he started shouting his name. And he's like, "Dude, shout his name." I said, "I am not shouting his name." He's like, "Dude, come on, help me find the dog." I said, "I am not shouting that." Man, I was in the middle of a black neighborhood. Imagine this little skinny white boy shouting that out in the middle of this neighborhood.
But you're not white, boy.
Look, in Seychelles, I'm not exactly black either. Although I do have a lot of black roots with my family, but still.
Dude, your grandma's black. It's like, I don't understand.
It's not an excuse to say it. Oh, my grandma's black. I can say it. No.
No, you know why I said he was Spanish? Because I know a friend. You know how you call some dogs, they call Blackie? And in Spanish, black is the word. I'm not gonna say
I know.
But...
Yeah.
So he named the dog. He just meant it black as in Spanish. And I was like, what? So yeah. What? Number 3? Okay.
Number 3. What's your number 3?
My number 3. Shame on you. I spit on you, Clit, for choosing this number 10. It's Demon Souls.
So go and tell me what. Because how far are you now, by the way?
Demon Souls. I'm kind of far. Like.
Nice.
So
actually, you know what? Before you actually get into that, because I'm not interested. I want to know: did you beat the first tutorial boss, or you gave up?
Shut the fuck up.
He did. He sent me a message in the middle of the night. Man, I've restarted this fucking game like 20 times. Developed a character every 20 times just to beat this tutorial boss, and he's like, "Fuck this shit! I'm not doing it."
The only reason, because I was so intent on using the sorcerer class and he has the lowest base. If I chose the barbarian, I could have done it, but I didn't want to choose the barbarian just so I can beat the tutorial boss, because I wanted to play as a magic. And so for you to get the staff, you're gonna play about 4 to 5 hours, and like, no, I just want to start with magic. That's why.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat the tutorial.
Aww.
Anyways.
He was so upset.
Demon Souls, I forgot it doesn't play like Dark Souls. Again, it kind of does, but you cannot you cannot go like full on naked with big weapons and like just chop everything. You have to
Yeah.
really use your shield here, which kind of feels different. It kind of feels like old school Dark Souls
Yeah.
because the new one is more like offensive than defensive. Here's like more a bit slowish, but a lot more easy. I like the first 4 bosses, like one try I beat them. Like I didn't even like try it. So maybe because I played the original.
Yeah, like you know where everything goes
Yeah.
and what happens, and yeah, of course.
Well, I played it like I don't know, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And anyways, the visual upgrades are like so good, are amazing. The 60 FPS makes such a difference. The Souls game are meant to play at 60.
Yeah.
Come on, From Software, do patch. We want 60 FPS Bloodborne. Do it. Which is funny enough because Sekiro and Dark Souls 3, they are uncapped frame rate. So if you play them on the PS3, you get 60 FPS stable.
Yeah.
So I wanted to add one more thing that I like about the game is the fire effects, the spell casting, everything about it. Yeah, it's just great time down memory lane. There's nothing much to add to it because
Yeah,
it's
good.
a remake, right?
The developers who remade that, just like Shadow of the Colossus, did a fantastic job.
Yeah. It's like they didn't take away anything about the mechanics. Nothing. Like they actually added and made it more interesting. Like for example, the backstab has actually now each weapon has a unique animation.
Yeah.
And each weapon has 3 different animations. One with your when you have a shield and single-handed. One with double-handed. Sorry, just 2 animation. And 3 animation. And the other one when you parry.
Yeah, parry is amazing.
Yeah, when you parry and stab. So 3 animations for
Yeah.
each weapon, which is really cool, right? And all of
Well,
them
actually-
are different.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I did was at the beginning. Which is the level with the skeletons in it? Which one's that one?
I forgot the skeletons one that they roll and the
Yeah,
flying
like
thing.
this
It's
one.
like-
If you want to build up your souls, parry these motherfuckers, man. You get about 300 every time you kill one.
yeah.
So this is what I did at the beginning. I fucking stepped up all my stats for a good like 2 hours, just parrying, attacking, saving, parrying, attacking, saving, and then I was able to get all my upgrades, and then I went for all the bosses. That's how I played. This is how I fucking did it.
I can't believe it. Jesus.
Man, I don't give a shit, man. I want to be fucking good. Like, when I came to the knight, man, I fucking hacked him like 4 times. He was down. I was like, ah! Went for his head. Stab, 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 stab. So is there anything that you didn't like about Demon Souls before we carry on?
No, to be honest, nothing.
I love it. Nothing. It's Demon Souls. It is flawless.
It's not flawless, but I like all the extra bits. Like now you can send your items to the store without
Yeah, it's
actually
good.
going to the Nexus. Thank God. What an amazing feature they added.
Oh yeah, they knew. That's because these guys, they're fans of it. This, when they take on something, even when I was reading and watching the developers, they said they're actually fans of the game before they start the remake. Like with Shadow of the Colossus, this one, and the rumor is that they're the ones doing the new Metal Gear remake. So these guys are already fans, and they've probably played these games like 100 times. It's not just a company that's been paid to remake it. You know what I mean? And don't give a shit about it. Let's just remake it so we can get the money. No, I think these guys just really, they really have a passion for them. This is why, and it's really good. I like it. It's really, really good. Cool. So
Okay.
what are we on number 3 still?
Number 2.
I didn't do my number 3 yet.
Oh, okay, sorry, excuse me. Okay, go number 3.
My number 3 is Doom Eternal.
Ooh.
Dun, 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 dun. What a fucking good game. That game got me through quarantine. That game got me through lockdown. What a brilliant, man. I loved the first Doom when it came out in, was it 2016, I think, when it came out.
Do you have
the
it
first one?
physical? Do you have it physical or like?
No, just a digital copy.
Damn.
But it's a game that I would buy physical. It's one of my, for me, that's one of the best first-person shooters ever made. Doom Eternal. It took what I loved about the first one and fucking shoved a knife in its ass and shoved it off into the I don't know where. You know what I mean? Man,
Yeah.
Doom Eternal is so well put together. It's smooth. It's fast. The action is really outstanding. It's a fucking 3D platformer at times. It's very well done. And it has a fucking story. The story is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of mindless violence in it. Yes, it's very bloody. I think you have to just kill 3 hell priests or something is pretty much the storyline. But it's just very well put together. And it really, it sort of focuses a bit more on the actual Doomslayer and that kind of stuff, where you find little pieces and bits about him. Man, amazing game. I highly recommend it. I didn't play a lot online, but I've heard the online's not bad. But for me, playing alone, being by myself, I want some mindless action. It's a game you can just get into, and then you can stop and go play something else. You can always come back to it. It's just one of those kind of games where you can, you know what I mean? When you can play at any moment, at any time. So, yeah, Doom Eternal, by far best first-person shooter of the year. 100%. And it looks gorgeous. This, I can't wait till they do a remaster. I'm sure they're going to do a remaster or something to come out on next gen. They have to, because it'll look crazy.
Do you have Final Fantasy VII Remake as physical?
No.
Okay. I was gonna ask him. Maybe I can ask Steph, like, where's Clint's games? Maybe you can lend them to me.
Well, you have to go to the house. I don't know what physical stuff I have, to be honest.
Well, I'll go to the house. What? I have a car. I can drive. I know how to drive.
Just knock on the door. Excuse me. Chris, walking up the ladder going into the attic. I'll be back in a bit. I'll see you later.
What? Steph knows me. She doesn't. She knows me, right?
Of course she knows you. Just got this idea of you crawling up to the attic. I'll be back.
Do you think I would fit? How small is the attic?
Man, it's fucking tiny. Even I can barely fit in that fucking thing, man. I almost broke my back putting boxes in there. Jesus, like that's the noises I was making. Right, go on. Tell me what's your number 2?
My number 2. I was so conflicted about these 2 games. So I kept changing. No, this has to be number 1. No, this has to be number 1. No, this has to be number 2. No, this has to be number 1. So, but I made my decision, even though it really breaks my heart to put this as number 2, but it did not make me feel as attached as my number 1. So my number 2 is Ghost of Tsushima.
Me as well. That's my number 2. That's my number 2.
Okay, go for it.
Nah, man. Let's talk about the good things first. Give me something good about Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. The good thing is that it nails the Japanese spirit, right?
Yeah, like its culture. Yeah.
Its culture is like, Jin Sakai and the and the samurai honor and how they do things and how, like, everything is based on honor. How the samurai way is dated and how they're very specific ways they have to act because of tradition, even though it might lead them to death, or it's not very practical in war, they stick to it because of tradition and war. So I really like those aspects of the game. I really like, and the scenery and the vistas and the lighting of this
that
game.
was the thing for me, the lighting. Wow, during the sunsets and stuff.
I can't imagine RTX on this game. RTX would make this game look
badass.
Chef kiss.
Chef kiss.
And I like the gameplay, of course. The gameplay is so much fun. The way you do your stand duels, you can go either.
Amazing.
The stealth part of it wasn't that great because I don't know, they didn't feel that the maps or the way it's laid out, the areas, they didn't feel very thought out to be played as stealth. So Other than that, I loved it. I love the story. I love the characters. What's the character name? The woman that is a thief.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
forgot her
her.
name, but just call her Thief.
Yeah.
Thief.
I also like the woman, the older grandma that lost her family. She's also, I liked her.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that was very well done.
So
very,
what do
very
you
well
like?
done.
What did you like about the game?
Obviously, visually how it looks stunning. The music, wow, the music on some key moments in that game, really just very well thought out. The open world itself, very well thought out. I loved the open. When you get into the parts where it's like a big field of like, I don't know if it's grain or something or whatever, and you hide in it, or if you're with the horse and he puts his hand out and touches it as he's galloping along with his horse. Man, amazing.
Yes.
Such a nice little feature. But one thing I liked about it was, I like open world games to the point where I'll play the main campaign. I'll probably finish it. I'll be like, I enjoyed it. But this was a game that I genuinely, for the first time in a long time, put time into it to the point where I did all the side missions, because a lot of the side missions felt like stories still, because the way they were done, because of the culture and stuff. Finding the bamboos, doing this. I went for all that stuff. I think I finished it at like 86%. That's not like me to do that. That's not like me at all to go into a game and do that. So
go back and platinum it.
So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my time, and it really just sucked me into such a fantastic world as well. I loved it from day one. I think I got that as a review copy, like maybe I think it was like really early. I got it like 2 weeks or a week and a half before release date. And I remember I messaged you. I said, dude, this is one of the best fucking games I've played. I remember telling you this is one of the best games I've played in a long time. Such a good game. And I think that a lot of the awards from the Game Awards snubbed this game a lot. I think that because so many people freaked out, like, why didn't this game get this award? Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why didn't Ghost of Tsushima, get into this category? You know what I mean, man? There's a lot that game just... It
was the player's choice, or it was the player choice.
But what does that tell you already? It's the player's choice. The players are telling you this was the best game of the year.
Yeah.
Already, that's telling them, well, the one that you chose isn't the best game of the year because it wasn't the player's choice award. Regardless of whatever game it was, it doesn't matter if it was Last of Us Part 2. It's not that. It's the game that we're talking about here. But Ghost of Tsushima got snubbed a lot of the awards, and I was very disappointed.
Yes, I agree. But what can you do? There's a narrative they have to push. So, honorable mentions. Let's go really fast of them because the show is really long now. I feel like it's going to be 2 hours.
It's all right. I'm going to go with Mario All-Stars 3D. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with that. What you got?
I'm going to mention that too.
All right. Cyberpunk 2077.
The same. Like the content is good, but there's so much layer of shit and crap I have to go through to enjoy it. So, shame.
What else you got?
Genshin Impact. It was good
I didn't play it.
Until it started to get into the gacha moment. So, yeah.
I've got Neo 2. Fall Guys, yeah. Neo 2.
Okay.
Visage, a horror game, very, very good. It's basically if PT was released, it would be this game, Visage. They're heavily inspired by PT. Very good. Playing it on PC, by the way. What else you got?
I want to name these 3 games because I know they would make in the list if I had the funds to buy them. Neo 2, Doom Eternal, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I 100% these games would have made top 10. I would have fucking kicked Immortals or something else.
Do you have any more?
I have Hades.
Yeah, Hades, but I didn't play it. That's why I put it there.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to play Hades.
And one more game, just because I had a lot of fun playing with friends. For a moment, for like 3 weeks, we had the most fun, then we got bored of it, is Warzone.
Warzone. All right, cool. The last games I have is Amnesia Rebirth. Really good sequel to the Amnesia games. Doom 64. was fucking brilliant. Very well done. Streets of Rage 4, it was on Game Pass. Loved it. I thought it was such a good game. I've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition. Fantastic for if you have the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. Bayonetta Vanquish remasters. Wow. Get them. Vanquish on PlayStation 5 with the frame rates up. What the fuck? Amazing. Sackboy, I've got Astro's Playroom. I did put Darksiders Genesis, Kakarot, and my final one is Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. The latest
Mortal Kombat
edition.
11 released this year?
It was released last year, but the Ultimate Edition for PlayStation 5 got released now.
Okay.
There's, for me, not a massive difference, but you can see the difference with the ray tracing and the backgrounds and the fighters. It's nice. It's really good. And you get to play with the original Mortal Kombat characters from the 1995 movie.
Cool. I already know what's your number one, but...
You know what my number one is?
Of course.
Cool. I think I know what your number one is as well.
So...
Let's have a guess then. I'm going to say yours, and then you can tell me mine. Is that good?
Okay.
Yours is Persona 5 Royale.
And yours is Final Fantasy VII Remake. We're so obvious.
Well, actually, that just proves that we're fucking gamers. I'm sorry. That proves that we're big RPG fans and shit. You know what I mean? That we're not just... I was gonna shout FIFA 21, but and you'd slap me through Skype. Spa.
I'll fucking buy a ticket to fucking go to Dubai.
Beat me up and then go back. I'm satisfied now.
Get your PS5, of course, with me.
Cool. So why did you pick Persona 5 Royale?
So Persona 5, I know it's kind of like a cop-out choice because the game technically did not release this year. Like it did, Royale did, but
Yeah.
it's still the same game before. But Royale is... Because I did not finish Persona 5. Let me tell you, when I got Persona 5, the base one, I did not finish it. I played about 2 palaces, then I stopped. I don't remember why I stopped. I think I had... So I don't know, got busy with work, then just like lose the how you say, when the game grabs you and you start and you stop
That
playing
interest,
it for,
yeah.
you lose the interest. So Persona Royale like grabbed me and I just had the interest for it for like months. And I don't know, it just feels there's a lot of heart in this game. There's a lot of, it really like takes you in the world of Persona. You play as this character, you live his life. It's like you actually have actual friends, because you get to go know this character. They have so much great character developments. There's a lot of funny bits. There's one where you hire your teacher as a prostitute, which is hilarious. And there are parts where you work in a shady gun shop and you have to take down a mobster. This is all of them outside the main story. And all the side stories are so interesting to know. And I did them all. And so I got the platinum.
Nice. Yeah, man, you got the platinum for that. I'm trying to think how many hours you put into that game.
I don't know, like 160, 150. And then when the game was done, I felt empty. For a whole week, I couldn't play anything else because all I was thinking about, I wish there was more Persona 5. In all honesty, because when you progress, it's always interesting. It's always fun when 2 characters talk and they like, I would say, they talk about their life, they talk about their hopes and dreams and their struggles in life. It's like, it's real life. It's Persona. It's so good. I always go, it's so good, but it is so good.
So good.
the combat is so much better in Persona 5 Royale. Thank God. It's less grindy now. Thank God. And the fusion are also improved. You can now fusion with other personas and online, which is kind of cool. And the story and the added story is also so great. you actually know the fate of one of the characters. I'm not gonna say. You actually know what's gonna happen to him. So that's a great addition. You also get more story from the newcomer that wasn't Persona 5 based, and they don't feel like out of place because
Yeah.
the new characters are with you from the beginning of the game. They're not like added at the end and you're like expected to like these. No, they're with you with 150 hours, and each of them have long dialogues. They even interact with your other characters. They're like, it's such a reimagining of the story, and it fits. It doesn't feel like they had to, I don't just shove her in into the story just so it can be a part of it. No, it
Yeah.
works. It's so good. She became my girlfriend because she's life. Yeah, so I don't know.
Nice.
I love Persona 5, but what I also like about Persona 5, it's not like a yearly thing. They take their time with it. They take like 5 to 6 years to make one Persona game. Persona didn't even came out on the PS3. It did, but it was like PS4 was already released, so maybe we'll get a Persona 6 when PlayStation 6 comes out, which makes me really sad. I'll be like fucking 40 by then.
Shut the fuck up. I'm 40.
You'll be 50.
Nice.
So that's why it makes it special, because every time you have this 2-3 months of this like very intimate relationship with a video game. I know it seems real, it seems weird, but think about the movie with the, what is it called, Eternal Sunshine? Not Eternal Sunshine, what's the movie called, where each movie is like 10 years apart, 3 sections.
Oh, not a clue.
Whatever, you get what I mean.
Cool. Lovely. Nice. I like your number one. It's good. Good choice there, Chris.
Okay, it's called Before Midnight. Before sunrise.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. So should I talk about my number one?
Yes.
So yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Good. I think for me, just the whole nostalgic part of it, because Final Fantasy was one of those games, the number 7 was just one of those games that I played when I first got the PlayStation 1 in the 90s. So I was so excited about this remake. I didn't give a shit if it got like 1/10. I would have loved it anyway. But luckily, it was just an outstanding game and very well done. The thing I liked the most about it was that they stick to the source material, but they've done it in a way where it expands into its own game, which is very hard to do for any game, especially when you have such a cult following on something like Final Fantasy VII. So seeing Cloud, seeing Tifa, seeing Sephiroth, all that kind of shit. Although he did come in a bit early in the remake, but yeah, because you don't see him till much later on in the original game, but still, they've done it in a way where this is a Final Fantasy game, but they're guaranteeing you that this is a Final Fantasy VII that you've never played. And going into like parts of the city and exploring parts of the story that you weren't really able to explore before because of the limitations of graphics and stuff like that. And during the explosions, what was happening with certain characters at that time, what was happening in certain villages and towns at that time, this is the thing that it really explores more. And then obviously the story does go off in a kind of a different direction without me spoiling anything. But again, it still sticks to the core roots. It's very strange to explain how it goes different, but it still remains true to the story. And yeah, it's just good. And the best thing is it's just fucking visually stunning. When you see parts of that city, it's like, whoa, it's very, very well done. I think there's a patch for the PlayStation 5. I think you paid $10. Yes.
No.
I saw the update.
No.
Sure, no.
Cause I googled it today. There's nothing. There's no patch. There's no 60 FPS Final Fantasy VII.
There is. I saw it today. It says upgrade. Yes. Would you like me to switch the PlayStation 5 on and we have a look? I'm pretty sure I saw.
I am checking.
I'm pretty sure there was an update or something. You paid $10.
No. No, there's nothing.
I will go online later and I will check
I'm
it.
Googling it.
There is something where you pay $10 for an upgrade.
Googling. Nothing.
You know what? You're Googling. Hold on. Hold on. Where is this fucking thing?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nope, there's nothing.
You may Google, my friend. But I am just going to go online and have a look while we're talking. Whilst I'm still talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. And, there are some key parts in the remake which are still there. But again, they go off in different directions and give you different aspects, different views. And it really focuses more on character development. Well, the first one did anyway. It really did. But, yeah, the open story, you bugger.
Yeah, there's literally nothing. No, there isn't.
I am pretty sure.
Why are you arguing this with me?
Because I saw something yesterday. That's why I'm asking.
I'm Googling it and I'm telling you no. It's like, no, I'm being an old person. I'm not gonna trust you.
I'm not going to trust you, no. I saw something where you paid $10.
No. It's like maybe the upgrade for digital deluxe version or something.
I saw something.
Okay.
Fine.
You saw your imagination. So let's end it because it's taking so long.
Oh, that's because you talk too much. This
Me
time
or you? You spent like fucking 15 minutes talking about the 8-bit fucking horror game, Garbage Town.
Shut the fuck up. It's a good game. I don't criticize your crappy games.
Did I mention any crappy games?
Yes, you did.
Tell me, like what?
Valhalla. See, you're kind of not disagreeing with me. You're like, yeah, he's right.
It's kind of, yeah, because it's like, it's crappy, but it's good at the same time. It's weird. It's like KFC. I know it's good. I know when I eat KFC, it's going to taste so good. It's going to go so tasty in my mouth, but I know I'm going to get sick
You're going to get the shits
hours.
later. Right. So if you want to join us online, you can. Where's the Beef Gamer Podcast? Have a look for us online. That's on things like Instagram. Also have a search for YouTube. Add us, subscribe to us, let us see your comments and like our videos. And definitely join me on Instagram, which is @ClintMaximus. Where can people find you, good sir?
People can find me at Taporian. That's Taporian. Taporian. You can follow me, tweet at me, DM me. Hey, ladies. I'm available.
Hey,
actually, I'm
ladies.
not. But actually, I'm not. No, don't DM me. Don't. I want some creepy people sending me.
You're gonna get a
pics.
lot. Our 3 listeners are gonna write in. Hey.
We have more than 3 listeners. We like, I don't know. We have a couple. More than 3. More than 10. More than 20. More than 50. Anyways.
Nice.
That's not what we do. We do it because we love to talk about games, and I miss Clint.
Exactly.
I miss Clint sometimes. I want to talk with him sometimes, not all the time. Once a week.
Cool. All right then, mate. Well, listen, you have a good one. Take care, and I will see you next week, okay?
Happy holidays, everyone.
See ya.
Follow us on Instagram at Where's the Beef Gamer Podcast.